There are about 3 basic problems that you can run into with your basic bifold closet door. Problem number 1 is the simplest, and that's where the hardware, the roller, the pivot pins, and the fittings they go into go bad and they need to be replaced. The solution to this is Tech Team's number 938 Emergency Basic Hardware Kit. Another situation that can develop with this door is that everything goes bad, all the hardware, including the pull knob, and for that you can use Tech Team's number 937 Full Hardware Replacement Kit. Just like the brakes and the tires on your car are considered wear parts because after use they tend to wear out, same thing with a bifold door. Your basic wear parts are your rollers, your lower pivots, and your upper pivots. You also have a lower bracket that can get twisted or bent and wear out. And then you have a upper support bracket for the upper pivot, and this also could get bent and twisted out of shape. This is where Tech Team's number 938 Closet Door Emergency Kit comes in real handy, because this gives you all the key parts that are necessary to replace those wear items. If you check out this lower pivot, you'll see that it's sort of angled here towards a blunt point, and it has teeth on it. Those teeth engage the teeth on the inside of this slot in the lower bracket. This way you can move the door in and out a little bit and it'll stay in place when the teeth on the pivot engage the teeth in the bracket. The problem develops when obviously the teeth wear out, and since the teeth on this are just a zinc die casting, they can wear rather easily, and that's the time when you want to replace these. In addition, the pivot is adjustable in height by turning it in and out. This adjustment serves 2 functions. Number 1, you can change the height of the door so you get more clearance at the bottom, and number 2, you can change the angle of the door so that you get a uniform space between the edge of the door and the opening. The female thread on the inside of this fitting, I mean this is a plastic fitting, can wear out, and that's the point when you want to replace this part. Now we have our upper pivot, and this is spring loaded. And I'm sure it won't come as a surprise to you, but the spring can fail and this will no longer function the way you want it to, and then that's the time to replace this part. Now this upper pivot fits into this upper pivot bracket, which gets clamped into the track, and this also can fail because it could get bent or distorted, or the thread that's on the inside here can get worn out, and then this will end up sliding back and forth in the track and your door will no longer function properly. What can happen is, if this part is not locked solidly in place, is that the top of the door is going to slide left to right, and I'm sure you can appreciate the kind of problem that'll create. Finally, we have our roller. And what the roller does is it goes up inside the track and it just guides the door back and forth so the top part doesn't pull out on you. But this has 2 things you have to consider. Number 1, it's spring loaded. Of course, that spring can fail. And number 2, the roller has to roll, and that can either fail or break. The key point is that this kit gives you all the basic wear parts that you need to restore a door that may not be functioning correctly. Now when we have a door, and that means either the right panel or the left panel, that needs a complete hardware rebuild, we have Tech Team's number 937 Closet Door Hardware Repair Kit. It includes everything you need to replace all the hardware on one of your door panels. It does not include the track. It includes 1 spring-loaded roller, 1 adjustable lower pivot with the appropriate lower pivot bracket, 1 spring-loaded upper pivot with the appropriate upper bracket, and sundry other hardware, including all the screws that you may need to attach these parts, a part called a snugger that goes up into the track so that when the doors close they can compress against this,